This is the grid that the Bombers call home.
You're throwing the tee in the ground. If your hand's not shaking, there's something wrong.
I'm in my element. It's evident that there's levels to the game. I'm in my element. Flow is like water. I'm forced to a fire. I'm feeling like gold. Gotta stay grounded, stay down to earth. Following God and you grinding. You do as you told. I don't work to make you like me, but I'm front and center. Word to Spike Lee. I'm in my element. Ooh, yeah. I'm in my element. Ooh, yeah. I'm in my element. I'm in my element. Yeah. I'm in my element. Ooh, yeah. I'm in my element.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We are here in West Bountiful, Utah. It has been an exciting weekend. I'm Alexis Belton here with Bobby Bradley. We are about to start with set number 1 of the round robin, and we've got Martin Borgmeyer start leading us off.
World number one. World number one. We just saw world number one.
We just saw
again.
Yes, in the senior division, Eddie Fernandez taking home his 4th win of the season in the senior division.
218.1 miles per hour from a 52-year-old to win it. He went up against Ryan Riesbeck, who we'll see later today as well. Ryan making his debut in the senior division. Took a 2nd place against Eddie, but here we go.
Great
Martin
debut
Borgmeyer.
there.
Slot number 1, getting ready for day 2. Martin yesterday, a lot of the guys struggled a little bit seeing that golf ball early on because the sun comes over the mountains. Does the sun rise in the west or set in the east, or east in the west? Do we know here? High school education? it's Elon. Here we got Elon.
It sets in the east-west and then comes up on the east-west,
Well, we have a west-to-east grid. Sun obviously comes up over these mountains. And guys early on in the day had a hard time seeing where the golf ball goes. And it's a slight disadvantage not knowing exactly where those golf balls are going.
And it's hard because it makes it a little bit harder to make adjustments.
Yep. So, but right now it is beautiful out. Not much wind. Flags are still. We have Martin Borgmeyer, Sam Judah, Bobby Ray, and Campbell McMillan. Really impressed with Campbell McMillan yesterday. We talked about him.
Comes from a cricket background.
Yeah, and he hit a lot of golf balls in play. Bobby Ray got down to his last golf ball to fight off elimination. He had to hit it in the 390s and ended up going 410 plus on that last golf ball to get into the round of 32. Everything resets. So if you had 1,000 points, it's 0 now.
0 across the board. And I'm liking what I'm seeing out of Sam Judah. He just put one in at 391. But watching him on the range, he looked good.
He did. He made an adjustment. Obviously struggled in Portland, Connecticut. And here he goes, the professional that he is. Back on the board here. Had a really nice start to day 1 and with a 391-yard drive. But now Mr. Borgmeyer, 423.
Doing what world number 1 does. 423, that's the longest ball of the day so far. But we're just getting started, so I'm pretty sure we'll see longer. What do you think the longest ball of the day is going to be?
Depends on the wind. Justin James goes 459 yesterday, and Martin had the longest drive until Justin James. He was at 446 early on in the tournament. Since he is world number 1, he is going to be in slot number 1. So he'll go slot 1, slot 2, slot 3, slot 4, and slot 4 again in round number 5. But Borgmeyer off to a nice start, 423. Campbell McMillan still working on a number here. Looks like this one may stay in play for Campbell on his last ball. This one's fighting down that left side. 207.8. Nice apex. 163. Kind of cut across the grid, but if that one stays in play, that should be good.
Ooh, I like Sam Judah's last ball. If that one stays in.
Yeah, 217 ball from Sam Judah. 172 feet in the air. So Eddie's winning drive was 218. 140 feet in the air, and it was just a little butter cut that went 403. So it's heating up a little bit, and so is Martin Borgmeyer. Starts off this tournament on day 2 at 423 yards. He's going to put 200 points on the board for himself, so we'll talk about the breakdown. This is a round-robin format. We have 2 brackets of 16 hitters. 200 points for first, 100 points for second. 50 points for third, 25 points for fourth. OB sets are no good.
And then from there we go into the match play, which is everybody will be matched up. They'll go head-to-head, which is what I'm excited to see. That's always fun. Anything can happen in the match play, and we'll dwindle down all the way to the finals.
Yep, so the top seed out of this group will go against the lowest seed in round robin number 2 and jumble it up. But these guys are tough. Yesterday was a really, really good field of hitters. And as I said, there's no surprises. There isn't really anybody that got eliminated. They're like, man, he had a really rough day. So we got Scotty Perriman here in slot number 1. We had him in the booth yesterday, and Scotty's getting stronger as the event goes, or these events go on.
What
Same
a
thing
guy.
with Sean Johnson.
It was really fun to hear him kind of share about how he's gaining speed over these
Yep.
last few events and really just putting in some work and making sure he's resting those legs a lot. I don't think we take into account as athletes how important rest and recovery is, and I think this is what some of these guys are figuring out now. And out the gate, he's swinging hard.
Landon Gentry had a good day yesterday as well. He started creeping up in ball speed. I know that this grid sets up well for him. He likes hitting that slinger, that right to left, so he can start it out right and hit that nice little draw. The ground does give it up here. We saw some good rollout right around 360, 365. It lands and you have good landing angles. They scoot out a long way. But these guys are faster. So, Reed Russell, who won it last year, who we're keying on right now, you'll see him in and around 220 miles per hour when he hits a good ball, if not a little bit more. But him and Colton Casto matched up in the finals in 2022. And Reed Russell ended up winning. He's got multiple top 8s this year. He finished runner-up in Hope Sound. Or no, not Hope Sound. He ended up in Mesquite.
Yep. Okay, we had some breaking news yesterday that in Kingsport, which will be a TV round, and we'll talk a little bit more about the point systems for seasonal play, TV rounds, and Worlds, but we're going to be having some betting.
Yeah.
Betting
that'll
for
be
the
fun.
first time.
It'll be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Can't wait to see how they lay the odds. How that's going to play out. Reed Russell 401 right now. Scotty Pearman 388. Jeff Schmuck does not have a number on the board as of right now.
We've also had the opportunity to see Kyle Berkshire. He'll be back. He's back first event after an injury. He took off the event in Portland, and so it's been nice to see him yesterday. He put on a clinic.
Yeah, he hit 4 sets and won all 4, and then took those next 6 swings off just for maintenance purposes. But Kyle looked nice and composed. Sat around 225, 226 all day yesterday. Yeah, he looked confident, and he looked. Yeah, for me, like we talked about, his heart rate. He seemed very, very relaxed, and he didn't really spike up that heart rate yesterday at all. But when it gets late into these tournaments, you're going to see a lot of guys yelling. Reed Russell with a bomb.
I love this one with Reed Russell, and if this one stays in by Scotty Pearman, I'm looking at these numbers. That's a great one by Scotty. I think it's going to creep out on the right.
Reed Russell with a big ball at 408. Once again, Martin Borgmeyer just started off this tournament with 423. Eddie Fernandez. Ryan Riesback went 403 earlier on in the day. That was the longest drive in the senior division. But that was a star-studded senior division. We did miss Gavin. We missed Gavin, and Shook wasn't here, but really, really good hitters.
In LaSalle, Colorado, it all came down to Zach Holton and Martin Borgmeyer.
2 studs on the tee box right now. Zach Holton in slot 2, Marty Borgie 240, the 2022 world champ. Last year's champ. Like I said, Zach Holton has been locked in all day, just hitting that little baby cut.
I just, I've faced Martin before, and he's beaten me in the finals. But I just wanted to go out.
I'll mention.
Try to hit my ball and see if it'd be good enough.
Zach Holton's at 467. We're going to have a battle right here. Borgmeyer fighting down that left side. Did that one stay in play? Zach Holton is putting on an absolute clinic right now. 468, 67, 65. What's crazy about that set was that Zach Holton, I tried to do the math. I think he had to hit it maybe 310 yards or something. Well, that wouldn't have mattered because to have the longest set in the history of long drive.
Yeah.
But it would have been 6 balls over 400 yards. He would have absolutely obliterated the record. I think Joe Miller is in and around 2,600. You're looking at Greg right now that has 6 balls over 400. There's 4 guys now. So George Haggerty got it yesterday. So Ryan Riesback, Joe Miller, Ryan Gregnall, and George Haggerty are the 4 guys that have gone over 400 yards in a professional event in one set.
George put on a show, but I think we got Hulk Holton.
Holton.
In slot number 1.
It's kind of a tongue twister.
It is. Say it 5 times fast.
I don't know if I can. I struggled just in it the first time.
Josh Jackson was in the booth with us yesterday. Defied odds. He was in playoff, wind up making it, and he's one for 2. So
yeah, he went up against Matty Bombs and ended up getting in.
3rd playoff.
Zach Holton working on a number here. This one looks like it's drifting down that right side. 218.5, 139 feet in the air, 365. I know we become repetitive, but I want to give a tip of the cap to Flight Scope.
Yes.
They nail these carry distances, so they can help you out immensely. Look at Kyle Gabbard, 381, on a carry. But Zach Holton had good landing angles on that golf ball. I really like the profile of that shot.
And if you're looking at screen number 2 and thinking that you're seeing Sam Judah, it's not Sam Judah.
It's Greg
Same
Nall.
outfit.
Greg Nall hit a bomb there,
But it's Greg
223. This one is absolutely hammered. 5-yard draw right down the boulevard. Greg Nall, 425. There we go. We want to see Greg Nall just
There
hit
it
balls in
is.
play because he is hitting bombs this week.
Oh, he's in a rhythm. Look at that swing.
Good start for him. Josh Jackson working on a number. He's down to his last ball. He's 0 for his first 5.
I know you were watching the guys on the range. What did you see that stood out coming into today?
All these guys are relaxed. I mean, it's like it's a giant brotherhood, sisterhood, have you. Everybody's just hanging out on the range, just getting ready. There's nothing that I saw that was any different than.
I saw something pretty crazy.
Yeah, what was that?
It's the wedge guys. They were hitting balls.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And I don't know if it compared.
Oh, yeah?
They were hitting right by Martin and Greg Nall.
Oh, got
Imagine doing that.
Yeah, they probably get a little nervous, Sitting
Yeah,
next
they
to the
held their
world
own
champ.
for sure.
Greg Nall takes it down at 425. Zach Holton, 408. Kyle Gabbard, 396.
Longest ball
Josh
of the day.
Jackson at 381. So at least Jackson gets a number on the board, which is critical, especially in the round of 32. If you're, guys that kind of fight to get into the round of 32, if they're in and around 450, 500, they got to get some breaks and they can't go OB because we saw yesterday Bobby Ray got in at 375, and Matt Stubbs was sweating it out at 500 points. Like he had that opportunity to get bounced, similar to Zach Holton and Greg Nall out in Denver. So you got to put points on the board.
I'm excited to see him today.
Where did he fly last night, and then where is he flying from today?
Yeah, apparently he flew back to Australia. No, we had the opportunity to have him in the booth, and he just talked how much he's been putting miles on as he's traveling to every single long drive event here, not even in the world, but also in space. He's absolutely everywhere.
Josh Koch, he could tell you, he struggled yesterday. He had 2 OB sets, got 2 wins, though, and then, well, he said, got fortunate. He cracked his head. The drive went 333 yards that kept the ball in play. That's the crazy part. So the good thing is he hits the reset button. Koch working on trying to get, to the round of 16 again. So he's been Mr. Consistency this year, making final 16s, making final 8s, winning in Germany, taking runner-up to Seb Twiddell on the last ball in Mesquite Volume 2.
A lot of fun there. George Haggerty, we talked about him earlier. Number 4.
Yep.
6 balls.
Costello looked awesome yesterday, too. Costello starts off at 408. Him and Greg Nall are very similar to hitting and just let's put balls in play. The Costello, Judah, Greg Nall, want to see balls in play from them. And I know that Costello went to a lot stiffer of a setup, but 10 years ago, that would be a little bit softer. He's right around 270 CPM, which is like a 2.5x, 3x setup, but he's so strong and he really is tight with his left to right with a heavier setup and the CPM, the shaft not being like a spaghetti noodle, which some of these guys are hitting. Like, I mean, and if you have to put it in layman's terms, he's got more of a light pull than a spaghetti noodle.
Yes, we got to see, who was that? Brandon Flynn.
Yep.
Who hit a stiffer shaft, hit a couple, then switched it up, hit some of the longest balls of the day with that club that he switched it up with.
Yep, and it was the 21 high. I hit it for the first time, 40 grams. It's just it's crazy how light the head feels and the shaft feels, and you're significantly quicker. But if you can't feel the head that much, it's kind of hard to kind of center punch it. When you have a little bit more weight in that driver, you can kind of direct your hands where you want it to go. But right now, we got 3 guys at over 400 yards. Koch at 402, Costello at 408, Hegarty at 401, and Jim Walden working on a number here in slot number 4.
Let's go, Jim. He's got the pink and pink.
Oh, yeah. He's at 390.
There you go. Again, important to get something on the board.
Still wind maybe a mile or 2 from the west.
I like this one by Josh Koch that he just hit. 398 carry. Yep, 411 there.
That's a good slot for Koch to start off into. Like I said, he struggled yesterday, and he was hitting. The good thing about Koch was that he was doing one-way misses. He was hitting just dead pulls yesterday. So if a guy's off, I would rather see him be off, missing in one direction instead of being, as we say, Army golf, left and right.
Right, left.
Koch has figured it out. He's at 411.
We'll be back after this.
Don't miss a World Long Drive on Golf Channel August 28th at 8 p.m.
The world's longest drivers will go head-to-head until a champion is crowned.
Kingsport, Tennessee is home to the first major tour event of the year.
Want to see us live? Tickets are available now. We'll see you in Tennessee.
Kingsport, Tennessee. In about 2 weeks, we will be there for our first live televised event. It's been a minute since we've been there, and I'm super excited. We're going to have the men, the women, and even a kids' day where kids can come out, have a lot of fun. So make sure you get some tickets. I think it's going to be jam-packed. One thing that I love about Kingsport is everybody comes out to that event.
A lot of energy out there.
Yeah,
you like that grid, too.
I do like that grid. That's a win for me out there. So it'll be a lot of fun seeing who's going to win. Kyle Berkshire.
Are you gonna hit or what?
If there's a spot open, I'll have to do kind of what you did yesterday, where you ran.
Yeah.
You know, you were on the range. You gave us a preview and then did a quick change and sat back down.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That was impressive.
That was impressive. I had my backpack full of clothes ready to go.
Showered and everything.
Everything.
Smells like lavender.
I even shaved. I was able to shave and shower in 3 minutes.
All right, we've got Ryan Gregnall, Scotty Pierman, Jim Waldron, who just hit, and Bobby Ray.
Bobby Ray went 418 on his last ball in the slot, so he's got to have some confidence sitting there. He did aim, as you're watching Bobby Ray here in slot number 4, aim a little bit OB right, like 20 yards, and was trying to hit that pull, and actually was just kind of was staying out right. But for me right now, I'm keying in on Ryan Gregnall in slot number 1. He is this right now as far as like average. I mean, him and Kyle are the fastest, but you saw Martin in that first set stepping on the gas. Martin's going to be sitting around 225, and I feel honestly today, just based on the weather and it's getting hot, I feel that probably 3 or 4 guys could potentially go 230 miles per hour today. I think it's going to happen. And even Seb Twiddell, we started seeing that massive recoil, and he got up to 163 yesterday as far as club speed. So these guys are starting to get back in the speed mode. We're seeing these guys train. Gregnall went 235 a couple days ago before coming out here. These guys are starting to pick up speed, and this weather definitely helps with these guys staying loose, and club gets hotter, golf ball gets hotter.
Without a doubt, we had a club face break. We had maybe club face crack.
Oh yeah.
And maybe was that 4 or 5 clubs break?
Slot number 4 was just disastrous yesterday.
Brutal.
The best was I'm like, this guy, there's no way this guy can break a driver. And then 2 balls later, I had to hit it off the shaft or off the hosel, because you just see his head break right at the hosel, just roll down the grid. It was dead straight too. It was good launch.
Slot number 4 probably gobbled up maybe $1,000.
It's Mike Tyson.
Clubs.
Slot number 4 is Mike Tyson in his prime. So. Gregnall's on the board at 414. Perriman without a number right now.
He's looking for a number on this last shot. We'll key in on him here. Scotty Pierman.
I'm liking this start to Gregnall. I really, really do. If you're tuning in for the first time, we will say this. Ryan Gregnall, for the 100th time, is close. He's due. Costello's due. They're all hitting here in this group. But, Gregnall, one of the fastest guys on the planet, has 2 straight wins. He's looking good. The pride of Canada, Ryan Gregnall, with a 414-yarder rocket.
Absolutely beautiful grid. It's been so nice to be out here in Utah. We've got the views of the mountains. What mountains are those, Bobby?
Himalayans. Absolutely. Mississippi River right behind it.
Yeah.
Oh, man, look at this. Come on now. I shaved last night. I didn't have time to go and get the just for men.
What did you guys do last night here in
We just
Salt Lake?
grabbed some dinner, nothing crazy. We stayed at the house, Airbnb. Thanks to Sam Judah. Sam, if you're not watching right now, which I know you're not because you're competing, we can't thank you enough for the Airbnb that you picked. 5 feet from my door is a kennel, indoor-outdoor kennel. there was probably 30, 40 dogs just getting after it, like nonstop for like 8 straight hours. If you look at my sleep, it is so bad. There was a reason why they have sound machines in every single room, including the bathroom.
And that was
all you hear is dogs.
I'll say.
Thanks, Sam.
I had a good
pick
time.
there.
We went over to Ryan Riesback's house. He hosted us, and man, the food was good. I slept well.
Have you seen his pantry? Like pantry outside of the pantry?
No.
Like if the world ended or you had to stay in your house for like 3 years, Ryan has at least 3 years of food and he has 5 kids.
So that's kind of like a year.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's ridiculous. He's got, I mean, remember back in the day, like paper towels and toilet paper? He's good for the next 17 generations. He's good.
COVID hit, he was like, and that's not a problem. We've been ready for this.
But it was nice to see Ryan, make his debut in the senior division. Obviously, he's double dipping right now, and
lots of swings.
A lot of swings, but he did come in second. And as expected, we thought it was going to be Mr. Riesback and Eddie
Look at
Fernandez.
that one by Zach Holton.
1,500 spin, 15-19. This is good right now.
That's a good ball.
Seeing these numbers, that went 394. The wind is not doing much. It's pretty still.
That's a good ball right there.
I was really impressed with Campbell McMillan yesterday. Cricket player from South Africa. Seeing how he comes back, how his body feels after going, hitting. It's a little bit different. But when you get into competition to practice, it could be a little tired. Holton with a bomb at 4:30. You said you called it. He just took a nice smooth swing and he just center punched it. Zach definitely has more gas in the tank. He's a guy that you're going to see over 150 miles per hour, club speed 220, but he just took a nice smooth 145, center punched it, and just threw a strike right down the middle and put up a 430-yard drive.
Love seeing that out of him. And he's continuing to put on a show. Look at that one. Flighted down just a tad bit, 216 there. He's trying to step on the gas.
Reed Russell, 419. Talked to Reed earlier today, and he got here pretty early to the grid, and he always says the same thing. He's like, man, I'm so used to waking up at like 4 or 5 in the morning. I just don't want to sit in my hotel room anymore. So Reed got out here early. He did win last year on this grid, very accustomed to this grid, and obviously extremely successful, getting a win with a star-studded field last year. So Reed Russell here in slot number 1, one of the best hitters on the planet. Reed Russell is ranked number 9 right now in the world.
I'm really curious to Campbell is how cricket relates to golf. I mean, I'm not that familiar. We were kind of talking about that yesterday. But, yeah, I would love to know kind of the motion and the body of how – because he's hitting so good, and he had an excellent day yesterday.
A little bit of a miss hit for him. He's really fast. We talked about it on the range. I got to talk to him for a little while. He's a bowler. So we'll get back to you after this. But Reed Russell, 419, Zach Holton, 430. Holton takes it down.
So I actually started in 05, and it took me a while before I actually made world finals. And when I won, I went to my first qualifier and I beat everybody by like 35 yards. Nobody knew my name. I had like 14 people with me. I had like my dad, my mom, my brother, my roommate, and a whole bunch of other people with me. And they're like, "Who's that kid that just won?" They're like, "I don't know, but he pounds it." So that's where Pounds It was born. They always say the good nicknames are given to you. So just kind of took it and ran with it.
Yeah, in the States we have baseball. Around the world there's cricket, and I tried to explain it in baseball terms. And speaking to Campbell McMillan on the range earlier today, he was saying that what we were talking about, he's like, it made 100% sense, and he's like, it's correct. He's a bowler, which is a pitcher. So very similar mechanics, and for me, when I'm teaching my son, it's the inside right hip and it's the inside left foot when you land, and just being able to like I think as a pitcher in my takeaway, but when I get my hands to set at the top, I think like a hitter So like they're, a little bit of a hybrid.
That
but
makes sense.
For me, like I'd rather have been a position player, but I got drafted as a pitcher, and it is what it is. Yeah, and I hit a growth spurt when I was 20. I went from like 175 to 205 in a span of like 6 months. I was a late bloomer, but
well, it was right on time. I think anyone that gets the opportunity to be drafted right out of high school.
That was fun.
You'll play any position.
Our team, it was fun just because our team was. I played on the same team with kids since I was 7 years old, and there was 8 of us that got 8 of us that got drafted. So I even got to play with
What's the name of that high school?
Wellington, West
Everybody
Palm Beach.
go there.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to be in the pros. Keying in right now on Josh Koch.
Koch got off to a good start with a win. Sam Judah at 400. Both guys have very similar profiles in ball flight, Sam Judah and Josh Koch. Sam Judah is going to be a little bit quicker ball speed than Koch, but Koch is a guy that can step up. And you've seen him in and around like 216 to 218 ball speed later on in tournaments. And Eddie Fernandez talked about it earlier today that he really likes 218 with this golf ball. And Koch is in and around there. And you even talk about Zach Holton, same thing. Holton's going to be 220, and then you'll have your, Greg Knoll, Borgmeyer, Berkshire, JJ, 225 and up. Seb Twiddell. I do think that we're going to see multiple guys go 230 today. There's no doubt in my mind. And seeing Borgmeyer early on at 225, you know that he's locked and loaded.
He's got it in the tank.
Oh, yeah.
Kyle Gabbard, 4th slot, right in front of us. Oh, that looked like a good swing if it holds on just a little bit. Too much movement.
All right, let's look at Gentry's number. Because I said, hey, that shot tracer went over the top. I know he's hitting that high draw. That's a good ball from Landon Gentry right now. I like that profile shot. If this gets some rollout, you're going to see Gentry in the 400s as well. Oh, I landed. That went OB. Man, I like the profile of that shot from Landon Gentry. He just needs to move it about 10 yards left of that, and he's going to put up a big number.
Oh.
Well, there we go. There's the slinger. That a boy, Landon Gentry, waving that finger. That's his shot right there. We'll say it for the first time. That's his prototypical ball flight. The ball before did carry about 13 yards far. They projected carry at 380. That one's 367. But we've seen balls land at 367 get massive rollout. Kyle Gabbard takes the lead at 417.
That was a good ball that he had hit. He's got that similar profile to Landon Gentry. High, drawing in just a tad.
Well, Koch starting off today like he did last event or yesterday. He won the first set, goes OB the second set, still has 200 points, sitting in a nice position there after 2 sets. But I know Josh wants to start straightening these things out and put some points on the board.
What's funny is Josh and Ryan were on the range next to each other, and I told Ryan, I was like, "What happened to the captain's hat?" And Josh said we beat him up for it. He had to run laps and he got in trouble for trying to stand out.
Well, you know what? I did look at video yesterday, and Bryce Verplank was wearing the black hat as well. So, but I guess Martin is the captain. Captain. But Josh is the owner. So who knows? Yeah.
Hitbombs.com. What a domain.
That's a good name, and they got their stable of hitters. I think there's only one gentleman that's been eliminated. We will not mention his name.
Nope.
If he gives me $20, I won't mention his name.
Just 20.
100.
Okay.
Let's make some money. But yeah, it's a good group of hitters, and not only that, just great guys. I mean, really, truly, we're all staying at that house, it's a lot of laughs. And last night we were watching a lot of the footage from years ago of World Long Drive, even watching Zubak and Sadlowski and going back to the 2021 World Championship with when Bryson made his debut, and I accidentally gave a call that, whatever, just happened, Emotions get the best of you. It was a call. It was a funny call, though.
I like this one by Mark Costello.
Yeah, that's a good ball. 217. Costello is a robot right now, and when I say that, he is just putting on a clinic. This is the Costello that I like. This is a reason. There's a reason why he's always there, top 8, and he finished runner-up.
Woo! Martin Borgmeyer.
So look at the ball speed from Borgmeyer. If he's a little off center strike for him, 212. But do love the profile of that shot.
That was a beautiful shot.
It is. That was 172 feet in the air. A little bit of movement, 23.5 yards of right to left.
Josh Jackson putting a good one in the grid.
I'm loving Costello here in one. Just look at him. He's just sitting. He sits at the same numbers, 217, 218, 216. And Borgmeyer with a 422 ball. They said even a little bit of a miss hit for Martin. He hits it high, and he had a nice turnover there. He's got a 422 and a 423. So Mr. Borgmeyer, world number 1, 2022 world champ, off to a nice start for the day.
That 422 was with the 212.
Yeah, that was, like I said, a little bit of a miss hit for him. But, I did hit a couple days ago, and those high balls are going a long way. And we are elevated here. The altitude is right around 4,000. So the balls are going to carry a little bit farther. So a little bit more spin and a little bit higher launch and keep that ball in the air. And we're seeing some big numbers. Zach Holton with 430 being the longest drive so far. Greg Null's at 425. Reed Russell 419. Kyle Gabbard 417. But Mr. Borgmeyer with a 423 and a 422. And I don't feel like he's hit his best ball yet either.
No, not at all. Yesterday, you were kind of giving us a breakdown of the grid. Can you talk about kind of where you want to aim and what's the game plan out there?
I know a lot of guys are we zoomed in yesterday on that V. There's a V on the mountain, and then there's also a red barn. So they're aiming a little left of the grid and kind of riding that wind. So what we've seen the last couple days is that the wind in the morning doesn't do too much, but we had a little bit of a south wind, so it's going to be more right to left. Well, now it's starting to go more left to right. So guys that hit that little cut, like a Costello, you're going to see these guys here late. You say, what I love seeing from Costello and Greg Null are drives in play right away.
Introducing the new Bridgestone E9 Long Drive. Co-designed by world long drive athletes to push the limits of distance. Thanks to extreme ball speed and superior aerodynamic flight. Engineered for you to hit your longest drive. Drive the new E9 Long Drive. Extreme distance for your game.
Mr. Borgmeyer wins the set. He'll have 400 points. So top 8 so far. It's still early after 2 rounds. Greg Null, Borgmeyer, Holton, Reed Russell, Gabbard, Koch, Sam Judah, Mark Costello are your top 8 so far. Got a long, long ways to go.
We do. This is set number 3. We talk about this set a lot. This could put you at ease as you're going into the final 2 sets, or it could kind of put you on the bubble where you're going to have to grind it out. We saw Bobby, speaking of grinding, really grinded it out yesterday and did fantastic.
Costello going back-to-back here.
I mean, that last set was so pure. He's moving from slot number 1 to slot number 4.
Yep.
Slightly different game plan, but
so
as
Zach
you
Holton
said, all you need to do is just have your swing out here.
Absolutely. Landon Gentry, 405. We thought if that one ball stayed in play from Gentry, he would be in the 400s. Zach Holton last ball just hit a little draw, which that's normally not his ball flight. But, you know, Zach has got such a nice swing. It's a beautiful swing. Look at this. This thing's on a string right now. 217.5, flirting down the right side. Did this one stay in play 186 feet in the air, 401 carry?
That is
This
beautiful.
is going to be a big ball
Absolutely
if it stays
beautiful.
in play. Costello, 405. I'm loving the fact that Costello is just throwing strikes early. In baseball terms, he's getting ahead of the count. He's 0-1, which is good. Say Costello and Holton, very similar hitters as far as profile shots. Did a ball?
Zach Holton there.
Oh, that was a T-claw. I was like, is that a golf ball? It's right up in front of us.
419 carry. If this one stays in, that's going to be a massive ball.
185. So he's been really consistent right now with the height of his golf ball at 180 feet in the air. Zach Holton.
He's locked in. I like this one by Landon Gentry as well.
Bobby Ray with a bullet, 421.
Woo! These guys did not come to play.
Yeah, the adjustments that Bobby Ray had to make from yesterday is just squaring it up a little bit. I feel like sometimes they're like, oh, I'm going to aim out right and just hit a pull. Like it makes it worse. So like normally if you're square,
I mean, look at that.
Look at that profile shot. That's a good ball from
So
Bobby
good.
Ray. And he's not going to be a guy that's going to be a 220, 218 guy. He could potentially get there, but at 211, I like that. I like that number from Bobby Ray.
Well.
172 feet in the air as well. I really like Bobby Ray's drive down.
Business here.
Holton, 425. And that really just comes down to ball speed. You know, Holton's faster. And he's at 425. Bobby Ray with
Gentry.
Improved slightly to 423, but still 2 yards behind Holton.
I love that set by Bobby Ray.
Yep.
A lot of balls in play. Really great numbers.
That's
Zach
it.
Holton. Landon Gentry likes that one. Walking it off. Pointing it down.
He loves this grid. He really does. The slinger's back. Landon Gentry. Looked great yesterday. Looks good today. Will that last ball improve? Right now, Zach Holton is in the lead at 425. Bobby Ray is at 423.
Wait
Costello,
for these
406.
final numbers.
Oh, Gentry, 424.
423, 424, 425. What a set. Still waiting for the last one. Okay, Mark Costello in at 406.
What I'm seeing right now is that you can just hit your shot. And not only that, like the ball speed, guys are slower. I mean,
Almost
Landon Gentry was just 207 there, and you know, going up against Zach Holton that you know, was a 217, 218 guy.
And they're right around the same. It's all about where you're landing it. Doesn't matter if you're drawing it or cutting it, you've got a chance out here today.
It's a good grid, really, truly. We talk about Mesquite. We said it earlier in the senior division.
Yeah.
Maybe even said it. I think 50% of the guys would say that this is like their favorite grid. It really is. It's fun to hit on. And,
great grid.
Yeah.
Great city to be in. I've really enjoyed being here in Salt Lake, and West Bountiful's been nice.
How about the food here, too? The food is unbelievable in this clubhouse.
Oh, my gosh. Was that an omelet you had this morning?
Yeah. Everything is good. Everything I've had so far is delicious.
Yeah.
We haven't had to go anywhere. I'm just going to go walk over here and grab something to eat. But Zach Holton's at 500. You'll see him in the round of 16. Now, to be expected. All right, so we're keying in on Mr. Gregnall. Ryan with 2 straight wins. I'm rooting for him. Ryan, just put balls in play early because he is putting up some monster numbers. He's sitting at 225. He's sitting at 225 ball speed. Now, he doesn't need to apply any pressure into himself. Just hit balls in play. This is a critical set for Josh Koch. He wins, goes OB. First ball, he is a big old cut right. There we go. Koch looks like this one's going to stay in play. It looks like he took a little off the fastball right there. Just like get a ball, like a nice smooth swing, got his hands to set. He went 210 right there. I do like Josh Koch's drive there. All right, so he's got a number on the board at 407. Now he can build on it. He's got a ball in play. And normally what happens with these guys, you know, that have their OB sets, if they hit a ball or 2 in play, you're going to see them hit 4 out of 6 in play.
Yep.
You know, they figure it out.
And he figures it out really quickly. Bobby, what's your over/under for the longest ball of the day?
It's going to be it really truly depends on the wind, because right now the farthest ball so far is from Zach Holton at 430, and there's no wind, none. So any type of wind, I would say that the back of the grid is in danger.
It's going to get touched. I definitely believe in that. We saw yesterday the wind switch from morning to evening, and we've still got a lot of time today, so anything can happen. But I like that last ball by Josh Koch.
Gregnall has a number on the board, which is good. Because if he just say he takes second place right now and doesn't improve and no one else improves, he's going to have 500 points. Yesterday, Matt Stubbs did have to sweat it out at 500, but got in easily. He had to win. He had to get that W in order to get in. So we'll see Stubbs here and Seb Twiddell. Team Aussie.
All right, let's go, Jeff. I want to see him get one in.
Yep.
There it is.
There we go. I'm looking at Koch's movement. Not much movement. 214.7. There we go, Mr. Koch. There we go, buddy. 191, 399. This one's going to improve. Koch is, look at this. 4 balls in play. Now it's 5.
On a roll.
It's amazing when you hit that first ball in play how it changes everybody. I mean, they can relax and
he just went out at that one.
I think his fifth ball went 408. Wow. But that was a nice profile
his last
shot.
Ball. I like Campbell's ball here.
How much movement does he have right to left on Campbell's ball? This one looks like it's flirting down that left side. That one might stay in play. About a 30-yard draw from Campbell McMillan, but 367 on the flight scope, so it doesn't. That one might be falling out of the sky.
Not sure if Gregnall's last ball stayed in or not, but we will confirm right after this.
What are your tips on hitting it long? Do you have any secrets?
Oh, I mean, there's a lot. Secrets. Sticking to the basics is super important. Do the basics first, and then you can do all the secret stuff.
So who's the guy to beat this season?
Well, I always try to beat myself. When you're hitting with people on the tee box, and you're aware of who's hitting with you, you're kind of already on the way to lose, in my opinion. You should focus on what you do with the ball, so the real opponent, like this week, is the golf ball, the shaft, the club head, the grip, and myself.
There you have it, the new world #1, Martin Borgmeyer, along with several other few new #1s. We've got Monica Living taking #1 for the ladies, and Andrew Agner, who had a win here in the amateur division earlier this week, world #1 for amateur division as well.
Yeah, Andrew looked good. Yeah, had to get in his last ball in play, but keying in on Mr. Borgmeyer right now, if he wins, he'll have 600 points. I guess the question would be, does he just smooth it the next 2 sets, or does he just stay on the throttle? Because, you know, at the end of the day, if he wins this outright, he's going to go up against the A seed in the bottom half of the next bracket. You know, so that's going to matter. I mean, all these guys are good, but, you know, I would say Martin probably wants to be a higher seed, so I don't see him necessarily taking too much off. And for me, like, his speed reserve is so high, too, that he can smooth it right there at 220. And I love the start for Borgmeyer if this one stayed in play. 402 in the air.
He knows the game of endurance.
Yep.
He can swing at it for a long amount of time because he's practiced this for a while. But I liked his first ball, even though, it says it went out. Thought that was in.
You know, Borgmeyer is a guy that gets stronger as the event goes on. Same thing with Justin James. Ooh. Gabbard with a bomb. Look at this one.
That one. 214.
Look at the launch. This one's a rocket. This one is staying in the air for absolutely ever. Kyle Gabbard, this one stayed in the air for probably 10 seconds. He just rode that ball. This one should be a big number from Gabbard.
And we just got a
417, let's call it. 417 plus or minus. What do we got?
Plus.
423, Kyle Gabbard. 423, what a bomb.
We got a little bit of wind that just came in, and these guys are trying to ride that wind as quick as possible.
It's
not
slight.
a
It's slight right to left, and he just hit a high little tight draw. So Kyle Gabbard hit a bomb there. That one just, like I said, it stayed in the air for 9-10 seconds easily.
Reed Russell, that one looks like it's going to stay in, so he can get a number on the board here. At 216, flight it down just a bit. Says 412 carry. That's going to be a big number.
That's the thing. It just because of the camera angles, he hit 196 feet in the air. It looked like he hit it low, but it was 190.
Oh yeah, it did.
Yeah,
it
looked like he hit
low.
it like 80
Whoa.
feet. Yeah, I was like, he doesn't hit it that low.
409. Spun it back a bit.
And as I said, it looked like, you know, just based off of where it was with Gabbard. I mean, but yeah, Kyle Gabbard, 241 feet in the air, dead straight. So the high ball, you know, seems to be going. Like Borgmeyer had a little bit of a miss hit, but hit that little high draw. Went 422.
He's swinging at it. I like what I'm seeing. Mm-hmm. Does height have anything? You know, Kyle looks like he's 6'4". Martin's tall.
He's tall. Oh yeah.
Does height have a big thing to do with how far you
longer
hit the ball?
levers?
Creates a lot of width.
That's a Jason Zuback question.
Because then you have people.
Why does it benefit someone being taller and long drive?
Yeah.
But you know, at the end of the,
Sadlowski.
Yeah, Sadlowski, Zuback. I mean, you know, these guys
Jack
are
Smith.
in around 6 foot or under, and they got a bunch of world championships. So that's the beauty of long drive. Size, height, weight, doesn't matter. I mean, these guys can generate speed from, you know, their legs or mechanics or both, and you can be strong like a Winter. Like I wouldn't want to be punched by Ryan Winter because I mean he's so strong. His hands are so lightning fast from the bottom, you know, at the bottom, you know, of the swing. But yeah, Jay-Z, give us the answer why height and weight doesn't necessarily matter as much in long drive. If he's listening, we don't know if he's tuning in, but Jay-Z tunes in all the time, and just an absolute wealth of knowledge. I mean, he is the GOAT for a reason, but he is the GOAT on information and things that, you know, people that we talk about geeking out, like that love to know, like the analytics and the true data. I feel like that's a good question to ask, and he's got an answer for it.
On the tee right now, George Haggerty, Josh Jackson, Scotty Pierman, and Sam Judah. Sam Judah sitting at number 7 currently. A win, a second place will keep him in that top 8. Josh Jackson's going to need a win would help him be a little bit more comfortable going on in these last few sets.
A lot of guys, it's top heavy right now. You got Reed Russell, Josh Koch, Borgmeyer, Kyle Gabbard, Greg Noll, and Holton, and then Judah hasn't even hit yet. Really, really top heavy right now with a lot of points.
I like that first ball from Josh Jackson, making sure he puts one in the grid.
I'm going to tell you what I really like. There's only been 2 OB sets so far, which is good because these guys are hitting it over 400 yards, and we talked about it last night about, you know, how narrow it looks when you look at the first set of flags and then you look at the last set of flags and how narrow that looks.
It does.
You know,
the grid comes out a little bit on the right side, which closes. It makes it look like it's closed a bit, but yeah, that first ball from Josh Jackson, I thought that was a good one, and it's in at 403.
He's settling in. He talked about getting amped up and just really trying to get his hands to set when he is fired up, because you'll see him pull really hard left, and he'll hit his miss hits are going to be drastic left to right, 150 feet of movement left to right. So
if this one stays in by Scotty, it's going to be a big number.
Yep.
He hit that high shot.
Scotty Perriman ended up going OB in set number 2, but
he's the comeback man.
He is such a good hitter.
He told us how he's just competitive when it comes down to it.
Yep. Hegarty with a good ball here, 204. Slight miss hit for him, but the ball stayed in the air for a really long time. Not much movement, very similar profile to Kyle Gabbard. Kyle Gabbard's numbers were significantly better in ball speed, but I still think Hegarty's going to put up a decent number here.
Wow. Scotty Pierman's ball was a little bit out. I thought that one's going to stay in and be a big number.
There we go. Hegarty just hit a bomb. Good ball from him. George Hegarty, slot number 1, 211.8, 214 in the air. Carried at 389 as a guesstimate. I'm going to say that ball is going to take the lead. That one just rode out. There's a nice profile shot, a little bit of movement left to right. Hegarty had a lot of top 8s last year too. Yeah, few, and even made a semifinal.
But that was the 4th one that there it is,
oh, there it is.
All right. We're coming up on the final balls here.
I feel like he rode out the win too, because we're looking at the flags, and now the flags have shifted again.
Oh, Scotty liked that one.
About time, 215, 15 launch, 230 in the air. High ball is definitely the ball
right down
way
the
to
middle.
go. High ball is working today.
He kept that so far in the air, he could run out and catch it.
Drum roll. Think Scotty Perriman's going to take it down? No, 401. Josh Jackson wins at 403.
Man, that was a good ball. That was a really good ball.
So Josh Jackson takes down the set at 403. That puts him at 325. Josh Jackson not too far away from, making his first top 16, and he's making his first World Championship appearance in Atlanta.
He was telling us how excited he is about that, and we'll definitely have a lot of people come out to support. But yeah, moving in to 7th place as we go into set number 4.
3 sets are done. Zach Holton, Ryan Gregnall, Kyle Gabbard, Martin Borgmeyer, Josh Koch, Reed Russell, Josh Jackson, Sam Judah are your top 8. Landon Gentry starting to get hot, as we're seeing on YouTube, the OG, Landon Gentry, the slinger.
I love that, the slinger.
I love it. Well, we always said the original slinger was Jesse Pedersen, the pride of Canada, a man who drinks Tim Hortons, has a fantastic beard and hair. Jesse Pedersen.
All the Canadians, they just look so young.
Love it. But yeah, Jesse was the guy that could hit a ball 50 yards OB right, and then bring it back in and just land so hot and rolls forever. And then you had just other guys that would. Ooh. Kevin Blancourt would hit this crazy cut. Rest in peace, Kevin Blancourt.
Yeah.
But he would hit these you talk about turbo cuts. He was the original turbo cut. We have Sam Judah that hits the turbo cut.
I liked Reed Russell's first ball. It said it carried somewhere around 407. If that stayed in, 216, he's consistent with his ball speed.
Yeah, Reed Russell won on this grid last year, about a year ago.
And the wind is starting to pick up a little bit left to right. And we saw that type of wind kind of knock the ball out of the air for a little bit, but 413 there.
Definitely slot number 1 has an advantage right now. So if Josh Jackson once again can tighten his left to right, look at that last one, 247 feet of movement left to right. He's got to tighten it up by times 10, divided by 10.
How fun would it be to have a competition of who can move it the most? It'd have to be like a boomerang.
Bringing up JJ. JJ can do no wrong, but one of the funniest videos that went viral was JJ at Ak-Chen, where he hit the ball went straight for about 2 seconds, and then for 8 seconds went dead right. It went into the casino right, So
it placed the bet on red.
Yeah, for sure. Reed Russell 413, Bobby Ray 374, Josh Koch 396. Koch putting balls on the board. Once again, Koch is at 400 with balls in play. Top heavy right now.
Josh Jackson's last ball looked like he got one in. You definitely take as many points as you can.
Reed Russell
Oh, he's
putting
in
on a
the
clinic
zone.
right now. Putting on a clinic.
Look at that.
No movement. 7-yard draw. Reed Russell looking good on this grid. 172 feet in the air. 2,000 spin.
He said, I've been here. I've done this. I've got the trophy. I'm back again for it.
Yep. I'm going to go to the chat. See what they got to say. We are live once again in West Bountiful, Utah.
Looks like Reed Russell will take it on this one, and we will be back right after this.
Catch every single World Long Drive Tour competition right here on the World Long Drive YouTube channel. The Amateur, Senior, Women's, and Open Division Championship will be available on the Golf Channel. To stay up to date on everything WLD, follow us on social at World Long Drive. Looking to compete on the World Long Drive Tour for the largest prize purses in World Long Drive history? Pro and amateur members can compete in their respective divisions all summer long as World Long Drive kicks off their 2023 tour. Visit worldlongdrive.com to become a member and view all the registration dates for upcoming tour events.
The ladies are back. I'm so excited for Kingsport. Hopefully we'll see Sandra. We just saw Sandra there on the telecast. Hopefully we'll see her again. They always get the most follows and views. It's exciting.
It is.
We're giving the people what they want.
They're athletic and they hit the ball a long way. Phyllis Meddy can keep that ball in the air for a long time, and I feel like it benefits her a lot.
That grid definitely does, but
you won there, so
yeah.
What ball flight did you hit in order to win? I know what you hit, but
I just hit Phyllis's club. That's what I did. Monica Living, that's going to be a great grid for her as well, as she's the new #1, and they're going to battle it out for #1 as well. Again, by the time we get there, Phyllis will be the #1. So they're just going back and forth, back and forth. It's going to be a lot of fun.
We're going to go to chat right now, see what questions are being asked on YouTube. 300 plus on. As always, TJ Allison, a wealth of knowledge. Lighten up the chat room, TJ Allison. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you are on this beautiful planet. I'm guessing you're in Colorado somewhere. Bud Widener, hello. You are missed, buddy.
Bud, where are you? Definitely miss Bud in the Bud Mobile as he drives to all the events. Looking forward to seeing him later this season.
Yeah, rumor has it that he is leading the league in purchased T-Claws. So congratulations, Bud Widener. I don't know what that trophy is. Maybe you get a T-Claw or two for Christmas or your birthday or whatever holiday.
All the holidays.
Every holiday.
Every day is a holiday. Jeff Smuck is hitting some good balls. He's in at 385. Zach Holton, 398. We know he's got more in the tank. And Sam Judah looking to get one on the grid.
Sam Judah looks like an out-of-work tennis pro. You know what? That's a good assessment. I would take that. I would take that. I think he would like that, too.
It's a visor.
It is.
It's a visor.
Yeah, it is. So, Sam Judah is very, very funny. And thank you once again, Sam, when you do tune in and watch this.
He's got the dance moves. I like that ball that he just hit there.
He's got a ball in play now.
Putting something out there.
Mr. Judah right now is at 225 in points. A win would put him at 425 after 4 sets.
Final ball. Whoosh.
This one looks pretty good
like
from Sam. This one is
I like that one from Zach,
down
too.
the middle, 148, 216. I think Judah's got his last 2 balls and plays at 395. No wind, really. I do believe that last ball from Sam Judah is better than his 5th ball.
I
Drum
agree.
roll.
It's going to be close between Sam Judah and Zach Holton. They both hit a great final ball.
404, Zach Holton, so he improves.
Here we go.
Sam Judah with a bullet right down the middle. Is that one going to improve? 395 goes 394.
Right.
Zach Holton, he is on fire right now. He has won 8 of his 9 sets so far to start off this tournament. Zach Holton, the pride of Birmingham, Alabama.
He's on a roll. He was locked in on the range.
Yes. Yeah, it's a good start for him. And to be expected, though. In the preview, we mentioned Zach. Just a guy that is just ultra consistent, hitting a lot of balls of play. And what I like to see too is that a little versatility with him. He's hit a couple draws today, which
he has.
He's got that in the tank. He's a golfer. Because normally you'll see a little left to right from Zach, but he's really truly hits the ball straight. I mean, really, if you said what type of profile shot that he hit, it's more straight. You know, like a 3 or 4 or 5 yard left to right really isn't a cut. And in professional golf,
right.
It is.
He hits the shot that we all desire to hit every single time.
Hit it straight. He hits it straight.
Can do it. All right.
Campbell, McMillan, Kyle Gabbard, Mark Costello, Scotty Perriman.
Costello and Pierman are the ones I'm going to be looking at here.
Costello's on the outside looking in right now. He's at 175. A win would put him at 375. Just looking for...
Pierman's on the outside as well. 100, given 300. If he wins, 400.
Zach Holton is going to be in. Reed Russell's in. Greg Nall, Koch. They look good at 500 points. Greg Nall still hasn't even hit. So just put a ball in play for him. Kyle Gabbard's at 450. Borgmeyer, Josh Jackson, and Sam Judah right now are on the inside, top 8. Waiting on some numbers here. We have zeros on the board currently.
And searching for a few of Kyle's numbers. Okay, Scotty got one in. He's switching up the clubs, and he's going to find some more speed in that tank.
Let's see how much rollout Scotty gets on this golf ball. He landed it at 359. It was a miss hit, but you know what? We saw some crazy rollout at you know, these type of landing angles. They're rolling forever. I mean, we're getting like 40, 50 yards of rollout. So if he puts up a 390, I wouldn't be surprised.
Ooh,
even
I
though
like
it was a
this
miss
one
hit.
up here by Kyle Gabbard. Straight. I mean.
207, 238 in the air. Carry distance 397. Gabbard's at 394, and so is Costello. Scotty Perriman's ball is in play. His last ball, Perriman with a bomb. 215, 212. Little bit of movement right to left.
Woo! We're getting a little breeze as well.
18-yard draw from Perriman in slot number 4. Really love that shot from him. He takes the lead at 406.
That was, oh.
Didn't see the shot from Scotty. He might have slipped right there.
Yeah, not sure what happened, but
I wouldn't hit this ball, honestly.
No, he's good.
I'm looking at Scotty. I hope he doesn't hit this ball. Just give himself a little bit of time to settle down.
Let it.
There's no reason to hit right now. You're sitting in the lead. You're sitting in the lead. There he goes. Just.
Yeah.
It must not. It must have just slipped a little bit. Might have rolled the ankle.
If anything, just hit something soft here. Oh. He said, roll the foot. What?
Yeah, no, and Perriman just hit the fastest ball I've seen him hit in a long time. 217, an absolute bomb.
414. He recovered. He took some time. He knew if he could hit it or not, and that's what he did. That was an absolute bomb.
420. I'm going to say 427. 427. That was bomb. What's the farthest ball so far? 430.
I think he can catch 430.
I want to say 427. 428.
428.
I can't know what I'm talking about. All right, well, it's like the baseball player, you know, like when you're in the batter's box and you get a sinker in and you just rip, you know, a bullet off your shin. You kind of have to let your ankle and shin relax. But I guess he rolled it. We didn't see it, but
he bounced back.
I'm always take the conservative route.
Yeah.
You know, he was in the lead, and I just like maybe, you know, give it a little bit of rest, but he didn't, and he goes 217, he goes 428.
That was good. So good. And that has a lot of confidence as he continues on, you know.
But hopefully it's nothing. Just you know, maybe rolled it just a little bit.
What do they say? Ice?
I don't know.
Is it rice? Rice.
Well, they always say don't rub it. You know, if you get hit with a baseball, you know, you don't rub it or just hit an absolute laser off your shin.
Ice.
That's the best feeling in the world. You know, just getting a 93-mile-per-hour sinker and just foul it right off your shin, and then they just sit there and they just wait for you just to, you know, get in the batter's box. I do have a funny story. So it was in Harrisburg, 2004, AA. I was with the Pirates at the Altoona Curve, and I'm pitching against one of my best friends. That we played on the same team since we were 7, and his name's Larry Broadway, and I threw a sinker to Larry, and Larry just hits, I mean, just crushes his shin, crushes it.
Oh,
He's rolling around on the ground, and won't say the expletives that I said, but I just told Larry to get up, and his teammates hear me, and they get up like they're going to try to fight me or something like that. I'm like, come on. And he goes, it hurts. He goes, it hurts, B. It hurts. It hurts. So he gets up, and the first pitch I throw to him is a cookie right down the middle. The fence is 408. He literally hits it 407 feet, almost hits a home run, literally goes to the hospital right after that. He had the hugest contusion on his leg. It was gross. He had it for several, it was practically like a year. We had this humongous
And you call yourself
bump.
a friend.
Yeah, I did. I was a friend. I threw it right down the middle for him. He almost hit it over the fence on one leg. So, Scotty Perriman,
When adrenaline is in, you can do a lot.
That
Martin Borgmeyer, 412. I like that first shot that he had.
Yep.
Any 3X right here?
Oh, yeah.
Woo!
There we go. Marty Borgie. 159, fastest ball and fastest swing I've seen.
226.
Yikes. This is a bomb right here for Mr. Borgmeyer.
Hello. Good morning.
Good evening. Good night.
World number 1
Wow.
is here.
407.
What? See, I think on that side, and we've seen that a little bit in that landing zone right there, it kind of just stops. I don't know if it's a little bit hairy or what.
Might have carried it too far. Who knows?
But
I know. But, those landing.
That was a bomb.
But when you hear an ooh from Martin, you're expecting, that was a little surprised on those numbers because those were his best numbers of the day, his best numbers of the tournament. 159, 226, good launch, good spin.
Okay, Landon. I like this one by Landon Gentry. It's got it up in the air for a long time.
209. Gentry's dialed right now. He is dialed.
Regnall on the board, but I want to see him light it up like he's done this event.
They said Gentry's ball went OB on ball number 5. That sure didn't look like it went OB.
He is walking it out.
Putting on a clinic.
Doing
Mr.
a dance.
Have yourself a day, kid. So Borgmeyer is still currently in the lead. Hegarty's at 409. Gregnall's at 396. Landon Gentry with 365. All right, so
Martin talking that one down.
He likes that last ball too. And you know what? Look at his numbers. He went 213 on that last ball. So let's see the difference in yardages between 226 and 213.
We'll let you guys know right after this.
Introducing World Long Drive International memberships. World Long Drive welcomes all of their international affiliates as part of the World Long Drive family. With an international membership, our worldwide competitors now have the ability to compete in internationally sanctioned World Long Drive events, the ability to earn world ranking points, plus all of the great community membership benefits. Sign up for an international membership today at worldlongdrive.com. All pro memberships include the ability to compete in international World Long Drive sanctioned events. Learn more at worldlongdrive.com.
World Long Drive, truly a sport that is around the world. If you're an international player, there's an opportunity to get into Worlds. We've got a lot of sanctioned events. One that Josh Koch won earlier this year in Germany, put on by Martin Borgmeyer. As we're talking about him, he hit a heck of a ball. Only went out to about, 406?
407.
407?
Unreal. Yeah, as I said, there is a little bit of wind left to right. There's 4 guys that are currently in right now. Zach Holton, Martin Borgmeyer, Reed Russell, and Ryan Gregnall. Kyle Gabbard and Josh Koch, they're in. They just hit a ball and play, they're in. Scotty Perriman and Josh Jackson are in as of right now. Scotty Perriman's at 400 points. Josh Jackson's at 375. You got Sam Judah, Mark Costello, George Hegarty, Landon Gentry, and Jim Waldron that have a chance. Bobby Ray is mathematically eliminated. So is Campbell McMillan and Jeff Schmuck.
It's been a great event for Campbell. As we talk about international players, he is that coming from a cricket background, and it's been a joy to watch him hit.
Yeah, I think the one thing for Campbell today is that his landing angles are a lot steeper. Yesterday he had a lot tighter he had more of a draw, and his landing angles are really good. So right now, if you look at his ball flight here in slot number 1, it's kind of falling out of the sky a little bit, So But like I said, that a lot of times it's just more of an equipment change.
Just a little
You know,
tweak.
maybe he changes his mechanics just a little bit. But the one thing that I like seeing from Campbell McMillan is that he hits a lot of balls in play. I like this profile, this shot. Granted, it's a miss hit for him because he's sitting in and around. Well, every swing is right around 145 and up. So Campbell McMillan, once he starts, getting more grid time, like I see him doing extremely well as a professional in the sport of long drive. He's from South Africa, and like I said, yeah, he's a pro. He's a stud.
It's good to see Josh Jackson put some more 400s up there on the grid, and he's showing out for sure today.
And he's an athlete. Josh Jackson's going to make adjustments as well. Football player, and he knows, he's like, what do I have to do in order to get my hands to set at the top so I don't have those crazy left or rights? And there he goes, his first 3 balls. He's got 3 balls in play, one at 404, which is currently in the lead. Campbell McMillan at 389, Jim Walden at 75, and Gentry still working on the number going back-to-back. Landon Gentry right now, if he does win, would have 425 points, which would knock – well, Josh Jackson right now is in the lead. So Josh Jackson would have, based on numbers, if Gentry does win, he would have 475 points. So Josh would be in front of Landon Gentry.
Bobby, we've seen a lot of guys slip. I just saw Josh slip there again. Is there a reason for that?
They're using them legs. I mean, for me, I don't think a vast majority of us have had any issues with the mats. Like for me, I like hitting on the mats.
This is the first time that I've seen kind of a slip. I don't know if that was.
They're using them legs, you know. And it's at the end of the day, I mean, they're human. Some of these guys are getting tired. They might be, trying to swing as hard as they possibly can, and I might have done that and accidentally bounced the shaft off my back like a rookie and split it in half. These guys are swinging harder. And when you see these guys hit in the first, group of round 5, their seeds are going to be a little bit lower. So, they really, wins are humongous, and they're going to have to press a little bit, as far as ball speed goes, because at the end of the day, the fastest guys in the planet are going to be hitting last in this group. So they got to hit their balls, their best shots in order to get into the round of 16. And you see guys like Scott Littlefield, who's going to be in and around 208, 210, that he fights his way to get into the round of 16, and he has 2 top 8s, finishes for a reason. So,
he's resilient, and I think that's a perfect way to explain him. But
Josh Jackson's punched his ticket to get in. He is in.
Congratulations.
He's going to make his first top 16 as a professional. Congratulations, Josh Jackson. We're going to get, if Eddie's around, we're going to probably get Eddie in the booth here the second half of this round robin. It starts here not too much longer after this. But Eddie was impressive today.
Look who's walking up to the booth right now.
Bobby Ray, mathematically eliminated. He is wearing he's going to try to go 220. Okay.
We will have the action live right here.
Why don't you go 6 for 6? Who cares about ball speed? Why don't you go 6 for 6? Hit balls in play and see what happens.
He's in slot number 4, and we're going to see if he does both of those.
Yeah.
Hit them in play.
Yeah. Yeah, I would focus on hitting balls in play. Hit the center of the club face,
I think Bobby knows that he's mathematically eliminated, so he's going to come and have some fun. I think that's why he's chasing speed.
Yeah. And a lot of times when you try to chase speed, you start hitting thin shots. You spin it right there. A little bit of a miss hit for him. But let's see who is mathematically got a chance here. You got, where's Gabbard at?
Gabbard's in.
Oh, he's Gabbard's just got to hit a ball and play.
Haggerty.
So right now Gabbard just to be safe needs to hit a ball and play, because the only guy that can catch him would be Sam Judah if he gets a ball and play. So Sam Judah's at 325. So we have seen Zach Holton, Ryan Gregnall miss the final 8 by having 500 points. So I'd rather be at 525. So Kyle Gabbard needs to put a ball in play. Absolutely.
And he's working on a number right now.
Kyle Gabbard is at 500 currently. Bobby Ray is mathematically eliminated.
He's swinging at it.
Yeah, it was 147. But yeah, that's what happens normally when you start swinging as hard as you can. It's really difficult to 1 set the hands and 2 hit the center of the club face. So, if I was Bobby Ray, I would try to get deeper in my turn. Just go really take the takeaway nice and slow.
Just width as you can.
Yeah. Gabbard's got a ball in play. You're going to see him in the round of 16. Kyle Gabbard, good work today. Hitting that big old high ball, too. I mean, he's hitting at 220, 230, 240 in the air. He's hitting bombs, and they're staying in the air for a long time, 4,000 feet above sea level. I wouldn't change anything if I was Kyle Gabbard. Just keep hitting balls in play. Boom.
Whoop, there it is.
Yep. 212. A little bit of a pull there from Mr. Gabbard. But right now, Zach Holton.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think George has some in the, let's see, he needs to win to be on the bubble.
Yep.
Final balls here.
Hegarty would have 450 points if he does win here.
I think that one's going to leak a little bit out to the right. Gabbard in.
Gabbard's in with a win. He's going to have a lot of points, too.
So this next set, we're really going to be keying in on Sam Judah.
Sam Judah wins. I would say he would be in. Oh, who does Sam go up against?
Costello,
Ooh.
Gregnall, and Russell.
So, yeah, big sets here. Harriman is at 400 right now.
So Reed's in.
Koch just needs to hit a ball and play, it looks like.
The two to key in on, Sam Judah and Marcus Stella.
Yeah, because, I mean, right now, Sam Judah would have, if you've got a win, would have 525 points. Scotty Perriman would have 600, which would put Koch at 500 right now. Like, Koch could potentially maybe be out, I mean, if he doesn't get a ball in play, it's 500. This is very, very top-heavy right now, very top-heavy. So this is really comes down to Costello. So if Costello wins this set, Josh Koch would be in. Because the only guy that could catch Koch is Perriman, if he took second place.
Yeah.
So big set here for Costello
might have a playoff.
and Judah. Very, very top-heavy right now. Reed Russell looking good on this grid.
Going in.
Reed just looks nice and composed, just hitting the ball straight, too. There has been very little movement in his golf ball all day. And that's what I like seeing. That means that he is dialed in. Reed Russell with a great day 2 so far. He will be in the round of 16. Zach Holton, Kyle Gabbard, Martin Borgmeyer, Reed Russell, Josh Jackson, Ryan Gregnall confirmed in to the round of 16. I'm happy to see Mr. Gregnall hitting balls in play.
Yeah.
So Sam, it's coming down to Costello and Sam Judah.
I liked Reed's last ball here.
Gregnall can play spoiler. Gregnall wins the set, or Reed Russell, Costello, and Sam Judah. I said Sam Judah could potentially get in, if he took like a second place, and Perriman took a fifth. There would be a fourth. He would be a playoff, or he went OB. And
it's hard to see who's Sam Judah, Costello, and Gregnall because they're all wearing the same colors in slot 1, 2,
all wearing the same
and
uniform.
3.
Gregnall likes it. Let's see the numbers. 222.5. Good launch, good spin, good height. Big ball here from Ryan Gregnall on ball number 4. Sam Judah, I like this profile.
Russell.
He's riding the win here. Sam Judah, slot number 1. A win would be huge for him. That would put him at 525 points. Big ball from Judah. Big ball.
Gregnall in at 425.
Boom. I'm going to say Sam Judah is going to be in and around. Yeah, there you go. That was a big ball from Judah, and it just really comes down to ball speed. Look at him, one arm in that. 158, 215.8.
Look at that movement.
From Sam. Mr. Gregnall's looking good. I do like what I'm seeing here out of Ryan. Sam Judah is going to put himself currently, if nothing changes, on the bubble. So it's going to be up to Scotty Perriman. Perriman's going to go up against Zach Holton and Josh Koch, Martin Borgmeyer.
Final ball here for Sam Judah. And he's got it in his tank to hit it further than 425.
Sam Judah's longest ball so far is in this set.
I like that one.
Ooh.
I like that one.
A little bit of a miss hit from Sam.
Oh.
A little bit of a miss hit.
It is. If it catches hot and rolls out, I think it's still going to be somewhere around.
Gregnall hit a bomb, 222.5. Good launch, good spin. Mr. Gregnall, congratulations there, big guy. We're going to see him in the top 16 once again.
He was already in.
He didn't make me nervous today, which is
No.
like normally it's just, the first set yesterday
You're
goes
like-
up. He was like, come on, man.
You got it. Come on, you got this.
He's so talented and he's fast. I mean, he's 40 years old, but just watching him a couple days ago, 235, at 40 years old. Eddie Fernandez winning today with 218. It's amazing how much faster these guys are getting. It's a typical of their workout regimen, but a lot of it has to do with the technology as well.
Technology, information. It's really impressive because everyone always said the older you get, the slower you get.
Yep.
And these guys are defying the odds. And the older they're getting, the faster they're getting.
Yep.
And that just shows the longevity of the sport.
Pressure's on Scotty Perriman. Hopefully he's okay. Looked like he kind of tweaked his ankle
It
last
looked like
set.
he was okay on that last ball.
Took about a 30-second break and just hits a 217 ball
Did a
right
little-
down the middle. So Scotty Perriman takes third or
Breathing.
better. He will knock out Sam Judah. Josh Koch is in. All right, so top 7 are definitely in. Greg Null, Holton, Gabbard, Russell, Borgmeyer, Jackson, and Koch. This comes down to Scotty Perriman. We're looking at slot number 1. If he hits a ball in play, worst case scenario, he will be tied with Sam Judah if he takes a 4th place, which would put him in a playoff. So right now, Scotty Perriman takes third or better. He will be in, and the top half of the round of 16 will be set.
Yep.
Beautiful day here, West Bountiful, Utah. This is event number 8, World Long Drive.
It'd be cool to have an event here in the snow.
It would, absolutely.
Has there been a long drive event in the snow?
No, I don't think so. And what would be good is that everybody just hit white golf balls.
Yeah.
That would be a
The
lot
callers
of fun.
would
With
love
no
it.
numbers on them either.
No numbers.
Or you know what they could do is they could just do a carry contest, just on,
Oh, I like that.
I would want no part of that, right?
Scotty Perriman, that last ball looked to beat this one.
So Scotty Perriman is 100% going to have a playoff or in automatically. He just needs to take third or better. Zach Holton doesn't have a number on the board as of right now. Scotty Perriman pointing down the boulevard, 216.7. Mr. Perriman is getting faster. He's getting stronger
got
as the
that
event
swagger.
goes on. I'm going to say that one's going to put him in. Yep.
Or what do the kids say, Riz?
Yeah. He 395. That's a good ball right now. Let's see if that's a 415 ball. Scotty Perriman, let's take a peek. Koch is trying to get this one to come back in. 405 from Holton.
Whoa. That was a power shot by Martin, just in the wrong direction. Perriman.
411. Scotty Perriman looks good. He really does.
Oh, Zach Holton right there down the middle.
And this is the crazy part. Scotty's in the lead right now, but all of these guys could go like 430,
At any moment.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, Zach Holton's ball, 212 miss hit for him. But what I like with Holton right now and Reed Russell is that they are laser straight.
Laser.
They're hitting it phenomenally. Martin not very happy with that last ball.
All right, we're here. Final balls from the guys.
Scotty Perriman, slot number 1, is comfortably in the lead right now by 6 yards. Good work there from Mr. Perriman. Martin's fighting down that right side, 218 ball. He likes it. He's pointing towards it. Looks like it's going to drift OB, but the field has been set. It looks like as of right now. We don't have an underline under anybody, but I can safely say that Scotty Perriman, you have made it to the round of 16. Good work, buddy. Ryan Gregnall, Zach Holton, Kyle Gabbard, Reed
Well
Russell,
done.
Martin Borgmeyer, Josh Jackson, Josh Koch, and Scotty Perriman round out your top 8. We're going to be back
Moving
here in
on.
a few minutes. Mr. Berkshire and Mr. James headline the bottom half of the round of 32.
We'll see you guys here shortly.